So here we are. I'm Stephen Carlson. This is Working from the Heart. Today's topic is I'm a lazy procrastinator. So just a quick word, what this is about is the negative beliefs that float around in our heads and in society at large that limit not only our effectiveness at work, but our ability to enjoy the creativity, the flow, and the connection that we feel with others in the course of working. And again, working is just the way that we engage with the world. Yeah, hopefully we make some money, but not always. It's not always the point of work. So working from the heart. Yeah, and today I am a lazy procrastinator. Yeah. So first of all, I don't even believe in laziness. I have to say that. I think that laziness is actually a lack of motivation, and that once the heart is engaged in work, it is actually possible to find motivation. And also if, well, there's no motivation, then what is it? Slavery? So, mm, the whole idea of laziness kind of comes down from my personal belief in this is actually the Judeo-Christian tradition that we have. Well, I'll leave it at that for now, but the point of laziness and the point of procrastination, or the point of working on these issues really is to allow us to feel a little bit more freedom in our work. So let's get going. Again, this is the Sedona method, nothing to believe, nothing to do. This is something you do naturally. Just follow along. All you need is a willingness to explore. So, hopefully you're in a good place. If not, pause the video. And now, take a breath. Allow yourself to be, allow everything to settle, just as it is, just for now. Like that. And now let's just repeat the phrase, I'm a lazy procrastinator. And just notice how that feels. See if it feels true, and see what kinds of memories get kicked up, any associations, stories. So notice the activity of the mind that could also include moving pictures, images, sounds. But this can also appear in the body as sensation, so just notice, I'm a lazy procrastinator. And whatever came up just now, could you just give it permission to be here for a moment? And this is the key. So often we look for distraction. We really don't know how to sit with discomfort. So if anything came up that's not comfortable, not welcome, could you at least just acknowledge it, at least give it permission, since it's here anyway. And since it's probably here beneath the surface the whole time. So I'm a lazy procrastinator. Just let that be and allow yourself to be with that for a moment. So again, notice how much judgment is attached to the statement. Of course, nobody wants to be lazy or seen as lazy. So just welcome up that sense of judgment, the shouldn't, the should, the pushing, pulling. Should is the most useless word in the English language, should. You should do that, but of course, you don't. So, notice the judgment and just allow that to be. And then when you're ready, could you just drop that? Allow it to fade. Would you? When? And again, this is just an invitation to open up and allow everything just to drop. Nothing that you needed to do there. This is something that you already do naturally. So, I'm a lazy procrastinator. Notice the feeling of that. I'm a lazy procrastinator. And just notice how the body resonates to that. Notice any kind of sensations going on in the body. Some of us primarily sense things physically in the body. Others tend to be more dominated by the thoughts. And of course, within each of us, there's that mix. So it's not always 100%. So notice what's happening in the body, and especially from, I'd say, the chin down to the crotch. But anywhere else that there's a sense of cramping, discomfort, constriction, whatever it is, just notice it and welcome it and turn the focus towards that. Good. Now, you know you pinch the screen of your camera and things blow up? So could you just zoom in a little further to that feeling and let that fill your awareness? And then when you're ready, zoom in once more. And one more time. I'm a lazy procrastinator. Just notice the resonance in the body, whatever came up. Awesome. But notice also what lies beyond all that. Notice also that upon which all sensation appears. Notice also the emptiness, the absence, the spaciousness. Allow that to be just for now. And then back to the sensation. Focus on that. Turn the focus. And just allow that as best you can. And then notice also the absence of sensation, where sensation is not. Notice the emptiness and the openness that surrounds. Notice that upon which all sensation appears. Take a breath and just rest with that. Rest as that. And then once again, turn the focus back to whatever might be happening in the body. Any resonance. Good, good. And check and see, have things changed at all since we started? Notice if there's any shift that's taken place or is taking place. Yeah. Even just this little bit has most likely shifted things. Good. So, again, I started by telling you that I think that laziness doesn't really exist. That it's really just a question of motivation. So, if you feel that you might be lazy, if that might be a quality of yours, just think for a second, isn't there something that you really put your heart and energy into? Here's a clue. It's probably not what people think you should. It's probably not what makes you money. It's maybe not even what you're known for. But just notice that. Even if it's something like, oh, I don't know, fishing. So notice what it is that you do feel motivated to do, and just let that be okay. Give yourself permission to feel that way. And then once again, notice how it feels to hear the words, I'm a lazy procrastinator. Notice the accusation. And just check and see. Is there any resentment that comes up? Any anger? Having been so accused of being lazy. So just notice any anger, any resentment, any frustration, any irritation. These are all aspects of anger. So just allow it if it comes up. Don't have to make it up if it doesn't, but just notice. And just allow anger, irritation, frustration to be like that just for now. You lazy procrastinator. Right? Then check and see if you'd want to make this different, want to push this away, make it go away, right? Or even try to figure out. So all of this is a form of resistance. So could you just allow resistance? Give it permission. Let it be here. Acknowledge it. Or even welcome it. Good. And then notice what lies beyond all of this. And again, the question here, is any of this you? Are you sensations in the body? Are you thoughts passing through awareness? Are you sensory perceptions? Are you memories? Or is it possible you are simply aware of all this? And just as best you can, could you rest as that awareness? And just allow yourself to be just as you are, and allow all to be as it is. And notice, once again, the shift in how that feels. And if there's anything that doesn't feel right, if there's any sense of you that, well, maybe you are angry, maybe this is about you, then just check and see, is it possible that's just a thought? Or possibly even just a sensation passing through awareness? And just as best you can you allow that to be like that? And just give it permission. And allow yourself to be. So that does feel like a good place to stop it for now. And again, I invite you to consider the possibility that laziness doesn't even exist. And that everything is happening at its own pace, the way that it needs to unfold. And that procrastination is simply a lack of motivation. And that possibly, just possibly, the motivation and focus is really here all the time in your heart. That's it for now. See you next time.